Hi, everybody. My name is Nanika Edwards, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. In this video, I'm going to be explaining why Chinese is so easy. I'm giving you one reason, one good reason. Now, I know that one of the road bumps that people find difficult to get over, like like a car trying to get over a road bump, but just finding it a little too steep. Just kind of rocking back and forth on that road bump, but not getting past it. One of those road bumps is the fact that students look at the script. The script really, I think, is the biggest sticking point for people. The script causes people to make a lot of assumptions that are not correct, that are inaccurate. So people sometimes look at the script, and when I tell them, for example, let's say the word for tree, when I show them the word for tree and I say it's a tree, they say, I'm not seeing it. That does not look like a tree. Or if I show them mountain, they'd be like, that doesn't look like a mountain. Or if I show them watch, how did you get watch from that? People have a hard time getting past the fact that the script does not look like what it represents. And so usually I would tell students you need to take it by faith, but then I give them sufficient evidence to be able to take just about anything by faith. So if we go back to the original version of the scripts, at least what so far we know to be the original version, we would see that the original script looked a lot more like art than it does today. It looks a lot more like what it represented than what it does today. A mountain really looked like a mountain. Um, a, a horse really looked like a horse. The turtle really looked like a turtle. A fish really looked like a fish. The original script really looked like what it represented. However, over thousands of years, the script was stylized. And because it was stylized, it doesn't always literally look like what it represents. But this is not something we're unaccustomed to in the West. For example, brand names have icons that we connect not only with the brand, but what the icon represents. So, for example, Nike, the Nike icon represents speed because I think it's supposed to be like the wind. It represents the wind. I think the god of, I forget what god, what Roman or Greek god it represents, right? But the Nike icon, once we see that, we know that it's Nike and we know that whatever it's connected to represents speed. Now that Nike icon would be very similar to the iconic script in Chinese, the ideographs, the words that represent concepts. And I would say that most Chinese words fall into that category. But then you have pictographs. And I would say the pictographs are probably more like the Burger King icon. You see the Burger King icon and you know that you're looking at a hamburger, right? So you have pictographs and you have ideographs, and they're not difficult concepts to relate to because we have similar things in the West that are exactly like them. So, yeah, Chinese is doable. Remember, everything is perspective. And if you approach something thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be too hard, then you already set yourself up to climb a very steep slope. But if you tell yourself, you know what, there's nothing on this planet that's too difficult, everything can be reduced to some very basic way of seeing things that will make having, like, if you have basic building blocks, then you can build more complex things. So what you need are the basic building blocks. As a teacher, that's what I try to give to my students, the basic building blocks, so that they can then take those and build things that are more complex or understand things that are more complex that are built out of those basic building blocks. But once you understand the basic building blocks, everything else isn't difficult. Rocket science then becomes, I don't know, not rocket science, but I don't know, rocket science could be as easy as flying a Chinese kite on a windy day. So yes, Chinese is easy. If you enjoyed this video, thank you for giving it a thumbs up, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for sharing these videos with people who may be considering learning Chinese, but who may be grappling with these very sticking points that I've been talking about. So until the next time.